There is nothing better than curling up your cell phone and diving into game in your smartphone phone. There are a lot of games release in every month, which are really make your day exciting, so this is Rishi. And I am here back to Tech Talks again with Top 10 New Games for Android. So without wasting your precious time, and let's get started. So, starting with number 10. Puzzle's Wager. The game is set in a dark world shrouded in a mist, with plenty of dim light and mysterious places. You have to clash in sword fights with bosses in a story that spans 8 chapters. The game has no microtransactions or ads, and it will have post-launch downloadable content as well as player versus player multiplayer modes in the future. The music makes use of a full orchestra. The sound is excellent, and it has voice acting. The game plays with touchscreen controls, but Giant recommends that you use a game controller. It has 4 main playable characters. Number 9. Dead Cells. Dead Cells is a game in which the player takes the role of a slime-like creature that takes control of a corpse in a dungeon through which they must fight their way out. The player gains various weapons, treasure and other tools through exploration of the procedurally generated levels to fight undead creatures within it. At times, the player may gain cells, a type of in-game currency that can be used to purchase permanent upgrades or unlock new items for the player if they reach the vendor between each level. If you want to download this, then check out the description box. Let's move to number 8. Number 8. Breaking Bad. In this game, Criminal Elements is a mobile game based on the TV show with the same name. Customization is really good. Players build their own drug empire under the wing of the show's 2 main characters, Walter White and Jesse Pinkman. This game can also play in phone. If you want to download this game, then check out the description box below. Let's move to number 7. Number 7. Outlander. Fantasy Survival is a last day on Earth-style role-playing game set in a medieval fantasy world full of orcs, goblins, and elves. The peculiarity of the story is that the protagonist is an ordinary human being who has been transported to this strange world. The control system of Outlander Fantasy Survival is very similar to what you can find in other titles of the same genre. Use your left thumb to control the movement of your hero and the right one to pick up objects from the ground and attack your enemies. At the bottom of the screen, there are buttons that give you quick access to the inventory and the recipe book, which helps you create all sorts of gadgets using the materials you collect. The world of Outlander Fantasy Survival is enormous and full of secrets. You'll start the adventure in a relatively small area where you get to meet your first goblin. However, soon enough you'll access a general map that you can use to travel to many different locations. Keep in mind that there's a location where you can build a shelter. You'll return to that spot whenever your character is wounded in combat. Number 6. Antarctica 88. Horror Action Survival Game is an action horror first-person action which will unfold in the ice of Antarctica. The plot in this place for the study of fossil animals went on a scientific expedition. Organize a mobile laboratory and a unit for drilling. The group began work. Some time later the communication with them was lost, and the main character under the player will arrive at the scene and see what happened. This journey will be very dangerous because the cause of the disappearance of the group are bloodthirsty monsters, which the user will also have to face. I really like this game. What's your opinion? Comments below. Number 5. The Last Stand. You're going to die, but not until you're good and ready. From the creators of The Last Stand, Dead Zone comes an all-new single-player roguelite action adventure. Infected by the affliction that ravaged humanity, you set out to explore the apocalypse and find hope for your fellow survivors. Even like when you had to leave your friends and family to make your last stand out among the undead. Such is the fate of the afflicted. With the promise of death ahead of you, you're determined to make your last stand, one for the record books, securing more supplies and destroying more undead than anyone before. Humans are fragile, it's rare one. Survives long out amongst the hordes alone. Luckily, this infection makes you something else, something more. As your humanity ebbs and the affliction takes hold, you'll discover new limits and abilities you never knew were buried deep within your DNA. Utilize your newfound skills to scavenge for weapons and medicine, or the materials you can use to make them. You can play this game on Android now. Let's move on. Number 4. Number 4. Forza Street is an all-new Forza experience where players collect and assemble a lineup of cars to compete in quick cinematic races. It's a fun experience for new Forza fans and experienced drivers alike and is the first Forza game designed specifically with mobile devices in mind. It really best racing game in July 2020. Let's move to number 3. Number 3. Death Dealer. It is outstanding multiplayer sniper game for Android. The graphics is so enriched that in Insta-Charm, the control mechanics is good for beginners. There are total 3 characters and 3 maps. Cuba Caribbean Resort and Airport player can upgrade their weapons and character. Really exciting games in July 2020, which is now available on Android iOS also, so check out the link below. And let's move to number 2. Number 2. Mud Runner. It's his ultimate off-road experience, putting the player in the driver sit and Darasum to take charge of incredible vehicle. In this, each maps plays differently, with different vehicles, it having 15 open world maps and 16 vehicle to drive. Its graphics is really nice one. You definitely download this game at once. Now last and best, Beneath a Steel Sky is a 1994 cyberpunk science fiction point-and-click adventure game developed by Revolution Software and published by Virgin Interactive Entertainment for MS-DOS and Amiga home computers. The game was made available as freeware for PC platforms in 2003. Set in a dystopian future, the player assumes the role of Robert Foster, who was stranded in a wasteland known as the Gap as a child and adopted by a group of local aboriginals, gradually adjusting to his life in the wilderness. After many years, armed security officers arrive, killing the locals and taking Robert back to Union City. He escapes and soon uncovers the corruption which lies at the heart of society. Its available on Android iOS also, so this is the best game of July 2020 that I have chosen by ratings. If you want to download, then click out link below. So guys, this is only for you, so share this video to your gamers buddies and don't forget to like, subscribe and share. See you soon in next video. Have a great day.